Your opponent is known as no walkover. He's had some tough fights. His only losses are to Sammy Vasquez and to Jesse Vargas, who's now a world champ. What do you know of him, and what do you feel you might be able to exploit next weekend?
You know, he's like you said. You know, he's no walkover. He's going to be a tough opponent. He's going to come in and try to fight, but so am I. You know, and like I said, when you're aiming for a top spot, when you're trying to be a world champion yourself, you know, you can't be afraid to take these type of competitors. You can't be, picking and choosing easy guys and then think you can step up to a championship level and perform, on that type of quality, on that type of level. So um, I know he's going to come out. He's going to try to bang with me. You know, he's going to try to do what he can. But we fought guys like him before. And I feel like I'll be able to outbox him and catch him with some nice stuff.
Do you feel like a bit of the weight has been lifted? The last couple of fights, you ended up as the headliner. This one, obviously, you're going to be on the Deontay Wilder Areola undercard. Do you feel like there's a little bit less pressure not having that headlining title, or is it pretty much all the same with you as long as you get in the ring?
It's pretty much the same now. You know, I'm at the point now where, like, once you step in the ring and that bell rings, it don't matter if you're on camera in front of a crowd or if in a beat down gym. You know what I mean? Because the punches are coming the same anyway. So now, it really doesn't matter. You know, of course, I like to be the headline and stuff because it just helps our career a lot better and it pushes us up a lot further. But, as long as I'm able to get that TV time and the Al Heyman, my manager, and his whole team has been really pushing us and doing great things with us. So, I'm just grateful to be able to be in the position I'm at. And, I'm just taking it one step at a time right now.
You seemed against Abreu to struggle initially to find your groove, to get into a comfort zone. At least that's what it seemed to us at ringside. Is that how you felt in the ring? And then what shifted as far as your mindset while you were in the fight, in terms of you getting more comfortable with the fighter? Or was it just his pressure? Because we didn't see that as much against Molina, where you took control pretty much the entire fight.
Yeah, I mean, Abreu came out. He did some pretty good pressuring stuff and was doing, some little different type of tricks that we just had to adjust to. But, if you talk to any real trainer or any, guy that follows boxing hard, they'll tell you that this game is 70% mental. So it was really just about, we weren't supposed to be the main event for that fight. The main event had fell off and we got pushed up. So, it was just more, knowing that and adjusting to that and being, happy and excited, but at the same time, nervous because it is boxing and anything can happen. Just getting over that. And then, he came out quick and fast and he, he wasn't an opponent that's just coming to lay down. He was coming to win. So once we figured his style out, kind of figured out what he was doing, we adjusted and we was able to get him, and come out with that decision.
What does it mean to you to come back into these doors and be able to represent for South Minneapolis, for your neighborhood, for the community, for these kids here?
It means a lot to me, man. Like you said, I started when I was 5. This is my home, and to be able to go out there and perform on my level and have these guys see that it's possible and that they can do the same thing. I mean, we got some great guys coming out of here, and I'm not, myself, but we also got Vishawn Owens, who's 3-0 as a pro now, who's working out right over here. We got Celso Ramirez, who turned pro, and then in the amateurs, these guys were high class. Vishawn Owens, I believe, was seeded number 1 or number 2 in his weight class in the amateurs to be, an Olympian. And because of, situations, he just didn't make the tournament. But I feel good to kind of know that because I'm opening these doors and getting the type of publicity I'm getting from being able to compete at this level and win these fights, that it's giving them motivation to keep working and keep trying, as well as the kids in our amateurs, and that's what it's about, is giving back. That's how I was taught. That's what this gym is about. If you go to a lot of different gyms, a lot of them is just boxing gyms. You come in, you learn to box, we get you fights and this and that. Here, it's more of a lifestyle. They teach you down here how how you're supposed to train, the type of discipline it takes, and how your outside life affects how you'll be able to perform in that ring. And, I've seen this place change many lives, including myself. So it just feels really good to be able to, perform on this level, get the recognition I'm getting, and to be able to bring it back right down here.
If I were to walk in here on any given day of the week, we can find you here with some of these kids. What do you enjoy more? Teaching, coaching, training, or the actual boxing itself?
I enjoy it all, but I do enjoy the teaching. But we're taught to teach by example. So when I'm training, I'm also teaching. And when I'm teaching, I'm also learning because that when I'm teaching, it makes me make sure that I know my stuff and that I'm on top of my stuff as far as what I'm doing. I can't be teaching somebody else, how to punch right and how to stand correctly if I'm in here acting silly and doing the wrong thing. So it all. I love it all, but I love the fact that I'm able to come back down here and give back. And there's no big guy in the gym. A lot of kids and people may look up to me here, but you come down and catch a sparring, you might see me, taking a couple too much hits that I don't like taking. You won't see it in the real fight because I make sure I'm on point in the real fight. But there's no like superstars in the gym. Everybody here is down to earth, is grounded because that's how the coaches keep us, and that's what we teach. You know.
Who are some of your, I hate to use the word heroes, but who have you looked at over the course of your career coming up as far as your own, who you aspire to be, your motivation, your models in the sport, if you will? Who do you have on that list?
Well, definitely, I have to say Muhammad Ali. May he rest in peace. Ever since I was a little kid, I always kind of looked up to him. I was able to actually meet him, get a picture with him when I was really, really young. And, when I met him, I didn't really understand how big he was. I knew he was the heavyweight champ. But as I got older and really started learning more about his life and, how he stood up for his beliefs and wasn't afraid to stand up for his beliefs at a time where it was, dangerous and against the social norm, and still be able, to train and to come back and become a heavyweight world champion after all that he's been through. That was crazy for me, and that really pushed me, and I wanted to be somewhere on that level where my accomplishments also bring other people and make them want to push themselves to be better. I don't want to just be the guy where, yeah, I'm the world champion. Look at me. Look how I'm doing this, and I got this and that. And I want to be, the guy where, yeah, I made it. This is what y'all can do. You know what I mean? If I made it, y'all can make it. I'm coming out of the same gym that y'all coming out of, and that's, definitely he's definitely at the top of my list as far as as watching just boxers in general, as far as how they compete and the art. We like to watch all kinds of different fighters, older like Sugar Ray Robinsons and the Joe Lewis's all the way up to now, of course looking at the Floyd Mayweathers and Andre Wards and them. So, it's a long list, but Muhammad Ali is definitely at the top.
Jamal, tell us last thing. Tell us about your team. For those again that aren't too familiar with you and your setup here, and what does it mean to you to have them on your corner every time you go up and fight?
Yeah, man. I train out of the Circle of Discipline, which is on the south side of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Uh, the head trainer, who was also a father figure to me, is St. Carl Frazier. My older brother, Adonis Frazier. They've been in my corner ever since I was an amateur, ever since I was a young kid. And then I've seen, this gym change so many lives. Boxing is the tool that we use to kind of attract, these kids that are coming from low-income communities who are having problems in schools and having problems in their homes and stuff and don't know how to direct that type of energy in a positive way. So they come in here and, and they see this and they start training and getting that discipline. They start getting in shape, which builds confidence, with themselves. And once you physically feel good, you mentally feel good, And when you're mentally feeling good, your spirits are high. You spiritually feel good. And it's just a beautiful cycle when that happens like that. And I've seen it change, we've had hardcore gang members, drug dealers, all sorts of people come in here and just do a whole 180 change. And we got some excellent competitors coming out of here. Keep your eyes open. Like I said, my teammates, the guys I spar with, be Sean Owens, Celso Ramirez, Jonathan Perez, who's at a lower weight class, but these guys are coming to bang, you know, and I'm just trying to open the doors for them. I'm trying to get my stuff too, but really opening the doors for our gym and to show that we got this type of talent coming out of here. 'Cause Minnesota kind of gets a bad rep for boxing, you know. A lot of people say come to Minnesota to get your record built, you know. And they used to do that until they ran into me, you know, and then they realized, wait a minute, you know, they got some guys coming out of here. So, you know, but getting back to the subject, this gym is everything. You know, the guys in my corner are everything. I wouldn't, if they're not in my corner, I probably wouldn't box. That's how deep of a connection we have. You know, 70% mental. These guys know how to bring the fight out of me. If a fight is tough, and you know you feeling them punches starting to ache, they know how to take my mind off that. They know how to get me back into the game. They know how to push me, and you know they pull it out of me where other people, I don't think, you know, they wouldn't be able to do that because we don't have that connection. But the guys I'm with, we have that connection. It's a family down here.
Big fight next weekend. What's the last thing you want to say to your fans and your soon-to-be fans?
Man, I just want to say thank you all for the support. I've been getting a lot of support, you know, not even from Minnesota here, but also, you know, on a national base now. And I just really want to say thank you, you know, and a big shout out to my sponsors, La Perla Torcilla, who sponsored me ever since I turned pro. The Locker, which does cryotherapy. You know, they've been making sure I heal up right so I can keep training at that high level and do my thing. And Premier Chiropractic, they do all my adjustments. And even, you know, the Urban Cuts, which is the barbershop, you know, owned right here on the south side. And he's been with me ever since I was amateur too. I really appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I appreciate the Circle of Discipline, of course, my main gym, and all the guys that I spar with, all my guys that's pushing me to be at that top level.
Jamal James, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.